So today we're going to be removing the EVAP canister on my 2016 Aprilia RSV4 RR. One of the symptoms I'm having after riding for about maybe 30 minutes or so, stop to turn the bike off for whatever reason. It may be just to stop, get gas, and try to turn it back on and it won't start. It will try to turn on, but it never does. And apparently this is an issue with for what I've seen or heard or read, Aprilia as well as Ducati. So today what we're going to do, we're going to take the side panels off and get to, and this is it right here. So we're going to remove that, and from what I read, they say once it's removed, the bike may run a little cooler and I shouldn't run into this issue no more. So we'll see how it goes today. So let me go ahead and remove these panels and get started. Okay, one thing I do want to point out before I'm taking the whole side panel off, majority of the bolts on here, hex bolts, you're going to use the 4 mil or millimeter to remove them. There are only 2 bolts where you need the 3 mil. One is the side panel that you use. It'd be the back bolt. That's one of the 3 mils. And the other one is on the belly pan, the very furthest back. Hex bolt will also be 1 to 3 mils, but everything else for the fairing will be a 4 millimeter hex bolt. And once you remove them, like I said, there are a few of them. You got, like I said, here, here, here. You got these 2 to remove. You got this one you must do, and I worked top to bottom, and there are 2 more here. And then even underneath, there are, you have a few rivet pins. At the front of the belly pan, you have 2 of them. You can use a flathead screwdriver to just pop those right out. And you also you'll have 3 more, and those are, see if you'll be able to see it. They fall, sorry, because the light, there are 3 of them, and they run along here. So once you pop all of those out, you'll be able to give it a little tug and pull the side fairing off, and you'll probably have to, you kind of want to pull forward a little too towards the front of the bike when trying to slide it off. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now and get the fairing off to start the rest of the work. So just noticed something I want to point out. I may just end up leaving the fairing on because of it. So behind the fairing, there's a bolt down here. This one right, so you can see it right here, and it's still attached. Yeah, I'll probably just leave it in place since I can get, this is the only thing I need to mess with right here. So I'll probably just leave that bolt on. But feel free, if you would like, when you're doing the work, go ahead and take everything off so you can get to what you need to. But I'm gonna try it first by leaving it on. We'll see if that works. If not, I'll go ahead and remove it as well. Okay, this is a good point to stop at. What I want to point out here is when I get to the EVAP canister, which is right here, what I did here is remove this top bolt. It just kind of holds the bracket for the canister in place. So what I did, I took this out, and this is the bolt I used to place into this vacuum hose. And as you see here, you have 2 hoses. The one to the right, the bigger one, is the one that removes the fumes from the gas tank. And this one, and I have a 2016, to my understanding on the 2017 Aprilias and up, all this is on the left-hand side. So, like I said, on the 2016 from the canister, the thicker hose, let me walk over. In the middle of the canister here, clean that up for you. Right, it's the one on the right here. You can see they're kind of, very similar hoses, so it should help you figure out which one is which. So, and the other hose, the smaller one in diameter, this one, which is the one I already cut, this one goes to your throttle bodies. And for what I've been told, it's very important not to let any air get into this line. So once you cut it, and in my situation, that's what I did. I used the bolt from here. Once you cut the line, you can immediately put the bolt in this hose. It fits, you know, you just give it some good pressure. I taped it up. Also, if you have a clamp, I do have a clamp over here, you could clamp it up too, just to make sure, you know, no air ever gets in, because then it'll mess with your air to fuel mix ratio. It can cause damage down the line. So just make sure you plug that, make sure it's plugged correctly and tight. And like I said, I'll probably put a clamp or zip tie it really good. Okay, so on to the next steps, but so far so good. So one thing I do want to point out, and working through trying to remove the canister, like I said earlier, you have this bolt. This is the one I use to put into the hose. The one that goes to the throttle body is to lock that one up, close it off. So this one and this one are what holds these in place, that tightens around the canister. So what I did, and I just didn't have a wrench on hand, but I was able to use, it's a 10 mil. You just need something to grip the back of this. And I was able, you know, to fit it up back here to put it over the bolt. So there's the two bolts. So, like I said, the 10 mil fits this nut. And once again, this is, you need to get to the back of this, and you can kind of wiggle your hand through. But once you do that, you see it'll loosen this, and this can come down, come off. It's just easier removal. I see on the 2017s, they just have zip ties holding it in. But 2016s, I'm not sure what other years have these on. So once you free these up, then you can go ahead and drop the bracket. And once I do that, once I get this next bolt, I'll go ahead and cut this hose as well. Okay, so just an update. Like I said, I was able to get the canister down. So now what I'm trying to do is route the bigger hose, the one that was in the middle of the canister, the bigger one, trying to pull it out to the other side. And once again, it will be the two hoses. It's the one to the right, the one with this on it. And what you need to do is, and what I just so happen to do, if anyone has, you know, any other methods, please post them so we all know. But I ended up lifting the tank up so I can just kind of try to finagle this through to get this little thing. I don't even know if you could really see this, but I kind of ran it up this groove right here. It just made it easier to pop out. So now by me lifting the tank, I'm trying to just wire it, pull it through the rest of the bike, since it's all the way on the other side. So like I said, I know this is for 2016. I think 2017, the canister's right here, so you could just pull it through. It's a way shorter distance, but so I'll just keep fighting with it. And then once I get it through, what I'm going to do is from here to the right, all this can be removed, including this right here. So you just need to attach this to the tank, and then you can run the cord inside, run it down so that it's coming out underneath. So let me keep fighting with it. I'll give you an update soon. So just figured out, well, at least see how it goes, how to get the cord, or I'm sorry, get the hose from on the other side, pull it through, wire it through the bike. So hopefully you can see this. So typically, and I kind of started to pull it a little. So I didn't want to take the fairing off if I didn't have to on the left side, but you see right here, right above, you have this bolt that holds it and some wires. You can get your hand in here and honestly just pull it, and you see how it comes. So it's coming across the bike. So this is really, I guess you really, like I did, you won't have to lift the tank. But yeah, once you do that, it comes through pretty easy. So yeah, so that helps. And now it's a lot easier. I can wire it through. Zoom out a little bit for you. It was easier to pull it through, right? So, and once I get it up to here and remove everything to the right of this. And now just do this, hook it up here and wire it all the way down. All right, so let me work on that. Okay, so what I did to remove this fuel pump, because these clamps Aprilia puts on there really good. They hold them in place like they should. So to get it off, what I did was basically I used some angle pliers and a small flathead screwdriver. And what I did, I took the, wrapped the pliers around this part, around the clamp, and just kind of, you gotta put some pressure behind it. You gotta pull, force, just to get enough space in between the hose and the bottom of the fuel tank, just so you can get that flathead screwdriver in, and kind of use the flathead screwdriver to kind of help increase the distance or get it off the fuel tank. But at the same time, you're still pulling using the pliers. So it takes some time. Had to mess around with it, but after fighting with it for a little while, I finally got it off. So a few days passed, finally got back around to finishing the hose. So what I did is I actually ordered this hose right here from the Aprilia website. It's I believe the fuel line hose. So ordered it on there, and the reason I went with that one versus another one you could pick up from the store or the one that was originally on here, this one's just a little bit more flexible and allow me to route it how I want it to on the bike, so it gives it a more cleaner look. So from here I was able to run it from here all the way down, just run it right next to the other hose and run it all the way down through the bike to come out through the bottom, and I'll cut that off. But I had to do a few extra steps. Had to remove the front sprocket cover, and to get to the front sprocket cover you had to remove the quick shifter, and this takes a 4mm bolt to loosen it up. But you know, it wasn't too big of an issue, so went ahead, did that, and just made it a lot easier to run everything through how I wanted it to be done. So also ordered, you can see the little clamp, also got that from Aprilia, so it fits perfectly. It gives it a nice, good, snug fit. So and I started up, ride it around, see how it does. Heard online they said the bike runs cooler and haven't had any issues, so we'll see how that goes. All right, thanks for watching.